What's the worst thing you ever did as horny teenager? AltMedF says, rubbed one out while riding a bicycle. I was on a long-distance bike tour in rural Wisconsin. Check my playlist. 1 says, my parents like traveling even though we don't have much. We finally went to Washington, D.C. so we wanted to spend loads of time. I got super horny and I nutted in the Lincoln Memorial bathroom. Hutchbun says, my husband and I have been together since high school and there was a rumor he got his penis stuck in a Gatorade bottle. He had to rip it off and thought he broke his penis. His friends would straight on rag on him. I think he confided in one and they told everyone. I never actually believed it, but a couple of years into marriage and he admits it was true. Edit, he was very adamant I clarify it was Gatorade and not Powerade. Silverback 1992 says, I jerked off in the empty apartment under mine when I was 17 and I thought that was risky. Reading these comments I'm like, holy fuck. Hestian Virgin says, I thought I was home alone. My parents walked in on me and a vacuum cleaner getting acquainted. My dad couldn't stop laughing. My mom was horrified. Later on, it was the most uncomfortable dinner ever. My dad just sat there snickering in between bites of meatloaf, while the only thing my mom said to me the whole time was, Adam, eat. Oh my candle says, yeah no, I thought I was a really horny teenager, but reading these comments makes me feel like a Puritan porcupine. Biera says, used a can of dry shampoo to masturbate with. Only I used the capped end. The lid came off and got stuck in my vag. Took ages to get it out as the edges of the cap were stuck behind the opening. I bled a little. Treatameno says, orgasm 10 times with an electric toothbrush in a day. JK Sizelove says, not me but a friend of mine swims up to me and another buddy at swim practice. Hey guys, have you ever whacked it and your balls hurt after? Nah man, you might wanna get that looked at. Yeah, I didn't think beating it that many times before practice would hurt. How many times? Oh I don't know, like 20 or 25 inches. Adrian_68 says, masturbate 17 times in 24 hours. Estesolution says, went off the trail at the Grand Canyon and wanked in the bushes. Blessed Crow says, used a banana as a dildo. It was wrapped in a condom but I made the mistake of peeling it first so it just turned to mush. Spider-Man says, found my parents' back massager with an attachment that cupped the head of my cock. Used that sometimes. Mom found out once or twice, and I'll never forget her saying, I know it feels good, but. Super Spirals says, fucked a banana peel wrapped in duct tape. Then I flushed it down the toilet and it actually got stuck. Naturally I was horrified that it would come back up as my dad was sitting there plunging the toilet trying to figure out why it was blocked up. Thankfully it ended up going through and I never had to explain why a duct-taped banana peel was in the plumbing. Hobo_Delta says, I cut a vagina in my stuffed koala from Build-A-Bear and went to town. Sniperfox99 says, around 16 years old, 16 years ago, before handheld screens were a thing. I got drunk alone at my parents', and printed off almost 50 pages of close-up vaginas, and plastered them all over the bathroom wall with thumbtacks. After an awesome 360 degrees wank session, I went to my room and passed out drunk before I could dispose of the evidence. My sister walked into the vagina room before I got rid of it. She still jokingly brings that up, over a decade later. As if that was embarrassing enough, soon after my father used the computer for work reasons, and had to use the printer. There was one gigantic vag left in the printer queue. Witness Merrill says, jacked it with shampoo from hell that made my dick shed like a snake over the course of a week. Snicky Dude says, humped a hole in microwaved watermelon. I do not recommend. N_who says, masturbated into an empty fast food soda cup in my female friend's family's living room while having phone sex with my girlfriend on their phone, while my friend was in the other room trying to ignore what I was doing. Ka_Zilly says, I put my phone on vibrate then put it next to my clit. DNC_G says, I used to jerk off in the living room whenever I felt like it, and to this day I don't know if anyone found out. Yakitten says, I've posted this before but deleted it. But I grew up in a very conservative Christian home, so asking my mom for birth control and/or condoms was not an option, so asking to get a dildo was out of the question. So in my infinite wisdom, I improvised and would use the glass banana from this decorative bowl of glass fruit my mom kept on the dining room table. I knew how dangerous it was, but it was a risk I was willing to take. The banana luckily never broke, but it was still shameful to have to sit at the dining room table every night for dinner being reminded of my dirty little secret.